You know, sometimes people say big pharma to talk about a gigantic industry which lobbies our politicians heavily. Well, I've got a new word for you guys today. Big pyramid, AKA the direct selling, multi-level marketing, network marketing industry. Poor little lost sheep. Most of you have no idea how much money these guys have and how much they spend to keep poor people under their thumb. Which is why I, Senior 100K, am here to illuminate the seedy underbelly of Big Pyramid and explain how they bought our politicians on both sides of the aisle. And let me say right up front, I know, I'm aware politics is right now, how do I say it, a touchy subject. And in fact, there's probably not a better way to divide my audience than if I said that a dress is gold and white or the sound is laurel. Boo! But rather than focusing on disagreements, let me remind you guys of something we can all agree on. People who relentlessly seek power suck. I don't care if you're left and right. Can't we all agree on that basic truth? I know, your local politician probably cares, sure. But by the time you get to the tippity top, you're dealing with people who have kicked and clawed their way to power by any means necessary. So leave your partisan politics at the door. We're dealing strictly with power today, which both sides love. Oh, and they love money too. I think we can all agree on that. Even socialists need third houses. So with that little intro, let me ask you a basic question. Why isn't multi-level marketing illegal? We know pyramid schemes have long been illegal in the United States, so why isn't multi-level marketing as well? In the modern vernacular, the words pyramid scheme and multi-level marketing are almost interchangeable for most people. We have clips for days of senior level MLMers admitting that the opportunity is a gigantic bait and switch that enriches the people at the top.
We sell people on a dream business that they can make it, yet deep down inside, what do we really know? Yeah, we know that the reality is that most of them aren't going to make it.
That admission would be comical if it weren't so horrifying. And what I love about this clip is that you basically could give this line to the sociopathic killer Patrick Bateman in the movie American Psycho, and it wouldn't sound out of place at all. MLMs sell people on a dream knowing most people won't make it. It's actually insane.
Who wants to bring their family into a struggle to make it? Who wants to bring their family into an eventual deception?
This guy is like a little Bateman in the making, and I think he's actually the perfect symbolic representation of Big Pyramid, our little Bateman here, because he's following their playbook to a T. It's a two-faced industry. They say one thing to you, the buyer, the guy at the bottom of the pyramid, and the total opposite to the people at the top.
There's some people that if they heard that we were talking like this in a room, I would have to have a bulletproof vest on right now. You know what I mean?
A bulletproof vest. There's only one reason you need a bulletproof vest. It's if you ruin someone's life and they literally want to kill you. So how is it that even with plenty of evidence, video evidence, Big Pyramid has stayed legal even while their little brother, the pyramid scheme, has become illegal? Well, it's because Little Bateman and the 3D Triangle have bought our politicians on both sides of the aisle. And that's what we're going to talk about today, the history of multi-level marketing buying out our politicians and the Federal Trade Commission. And we're going to start this conversation by talking about one of the oldest MLMs in the fight for the right to pyramid, Amway, owned by Richard DeVos. Richard DeVos is a smart man who learned in the 1970s that if Amway was going to stay alive, they'd need some serious political power to keep themselves from being regulated. And so began the buyout of the Republican Party with massive donations from the DeVos family. Their incredible influence over the Republican Party can be best expressed by a hilarious admission by Betsy DeVos. I quote here, "My family is the single largest contributor of soft money to the National Republican Party. I have decided, however, to stop taking offense at the suggestion that we are buying influence. Now I simply concede the point. They are right. We do expect some things in return." They've gotten to the point they don't care anymore. It's an open secret. They're just going to come out and admit it now. Of course they're buying off the Republican Party. And one of these so-called expectations that they have is, of course, that the Federal Trade Commission doesn't turn around and shut down Big Pyramid and thereby shut down Amway. Now, how does this happen in practice? Obviously, Amway doesn't literally control everybody in the government, but they do have sway over the president. And the presidents choose the chairman and nominates the commissioners of the Federal Trade Commission. This basic fact means that if you have influence over the president, you by proxy have influence over the Federal Trade Commission, the exact body of government that is supposed to be regulating you. Here's a concrete example of how this works. In 2000, George Bush appointed Timothy Murris as the FTC chairman. And who was Timothy Murris before before chairman? An attorney whose largest clients included none other than Amway. So in essence, a guy who was protecting Amway from regulation now became the guy who was supposed to be regulating them? And Amway and Bush's relationship was far more than merely financial. They were friends. In fact, Bush actually spoke at Rich DeVos's funeral where he extolled the virtues of Amway.
Here was the overwhelming evidence of the power of free enterprise, what today is the Amway World Headquarters.
Now, of course, when he's talking about the virtue of free enterprise, you have to imagine part of that free enterprise may be the ability to buy protection from regulation from senior officials in the government. But we have to remember, Republicans aren't always in office, and Big Pyramid would, of course, never risk getting caught off guard during the wrong 4 to 8 years political swing, and therefore get regulated. So what do they do if they already have the Republicans in their pockets? Well, they pay the other party too. Bill Clinton was paid $700,000 to do a single speech at an Amway event in Japan.
A lot of you know that Amway Japan's corporate social responsibility agenda includes...
Is it just me, or is it a little weird that this guy's been paid $700,000 to essentially read off a sheet in front of him? Can you get any more transparent that you're paying for political favors?
Amway Japan's corporate social responsibility agenda includes building community houses.
I cannot stand this. Hiring a guy to give a speech in English in a foreign country, basically just reading off a page. Hey, Amway is a great company. Look, I know what this is. Hey, I've done this before. It's called a paid sponsorship, except in this case, he doesn't have to disclose it, right? He doesn't have to disclose it. If I get paid by Audible or Squarespace, I have to disclose it, right? I have to tell you guys, I've been paid to say this. Bill Clinton gets paid $700,000 to fly to Tokyo or Japan or wherever, and he could just say this, whatever he wants, reads off his little sponsorship sheet. I know this game.
Not only Clinton, though, but Madeleine Albright, Secretary of State under Clinton, also took money from Big Pyramid, $10 million over 6 years to be brand ambassador for Herbalife.
Well, first of all, you have a great product. That makes all the difference.
We got to tell everybody you're a product of the product.
Well, I am a product of the product.
Did anyone catch that? Where the guy's like, hey, we're paying you $10 million, lady. You got to say it right. You have a great product. No. Say our slogan. You're a product of the product, Madeleine Albright, right?
Well, first of all, you have a great product. That makes all the difference.
We got to tell everybody you're a product of the product.
Watch her try to correct herself.
Well, I am a product of the product. I was very impressed. Truly impressed.
Truly impressed. Get real, guys. Get real. I say you have to disclose when you're getting paid $10 million when you're going to shill some product. This is messed up. How come they can make $10 million? I can't even make a few $1,000s without saying, hey, guys, hey, whoa, guys, careful. Don't buy this without knowing that I was fully paid for this interview and it affected my decision. Of course it did, to say what I'm going to say about the product. Madeleine Albright makes $10 million. She can't even pull off that sponsorship read. Guys, I could have done this. Look, maybe I take back everything I said about Herbalife. Maybe I should become a part of Big Pyramid. I don't know. Anyways, on with the show. I just had to point that out.
But pressing forward, we find even more ties. Jon Leibowitz, who was appointed by Obama as the FTC chairman after his appointment ended, also went to Herbalife to serve as a senior advisor. So after he works for the Federal Trade Commission as chairman, he goes to Herbalife. You get that? You get the revolving door that's going on here? Obama appoints him chairman, goes to Herbalife to serve as senior advisor. AKA, Daddy Warbucks wants his money after helping Shake Shack. Okay? If I need to break it down, 3rd grade level, that's just what it is. And to bring us now to present times, now we've got old Trumpster who's massively tied in with all the MLMs from the beginning. We have Trump Network.
The Trump Network offers people the opportunity to achieve their American dream.
I'm still looking for dreams. I'm doing damn well in life, but I'm still looking for the dream.
And also ACN, a separate MLM that he endorsed where he reportedly got paid millions just to endorse them and speak. Leading to yet another presidency where Big Pyramid gets away with everything and nothing is done. And obviously the Amway influence hasn't waned at all either, with Betsy DeVos becoming a political player now as the Secretary of Education. Let me just say right off the bat, She didn't get picked because of her SAT scores. And what's my point with all of this? Obviously, both parties are complicit. Big pyramid money runs through the very heart of our political institutions, and it's going to keep going like this until enough people have the balls to stand up and say enough is enough. And I say people plural because it takes more than one rich dude with an axe to grind to do it. We already all saw Bill Ackman try and fail. And anytime a billionaire fails at anything, you know that there are some serious players at the other end of the table. What is encouraging, though, is that word is out. Big Pyramid is no longer fighting the battle for public opinion. They've already lost that. Huge subreddits like Anti-MLM and massive videos like the piece that John Oliver put out have really exposed this industry for what it is: predatory. What is left to do, however, is call out this incestuous relationship between MLM and the Federal Trade Commission, brought to you by big dono money, baby. We gotta make it stop. That's all I basically wanted to say. All that's left to do now is say that you should go read Robert Fitzpatrick's report on MLMs, which I've kind of summarized here. Robert Fitzpatrick is a leading expert on MLMs and a renowned critic I interviewed during my first investigation into MLMs on Coffee Break. If you want to find out more on the subject, just read his stuff. It's great. I'll link his relevant report on this below. That's all for now. I'll see you in the next one. And as always,
don't forget to smash like and subscribe. Thank you.